with them. Me hustling for the money and me collecting me honey. Stealing on me down and me still got me needs. We need more money but me no fight for money. Me living on the King's Highway. Me living on the King's Highway. Me living on the King's Highway. What them a go do? Get a youth spoil their plan. Set up the teacher, me got me master plan. Me search for the money and me looking for the money, but me not play with them. Me search for the money and me looking for the money, but me not play with them. Me search for the money and me looking for the money, but me not sell me soul. Me search for the money and me looking for the money, but me not play with them. Enough them a talk, but them feel weak. Them talk about the business every day. We tell them every time, bring it any day. How we beat them still, how we beat them still. Enough them a talk, but they feel weak. Them talk about the business every day. How we tell them every time, bring it any day, bring it any time of day. We search for the money and we looking for the money, but me not play with them. We search for the money and we looking for the money, but me not play with them.
Are we almost there? Time.
But me not sell me soul. We search for the money and we looking for the money, but me not play with them.
Boom, vroom, vroom. Yeah, we come in at the club and we find you looking extra hot. You try to escape, but we get caught. You just can't. Yo, party rhymes, party signs. This girl is mine. Woo! And we're going to the bedroom. I need a man when I go lead them astray. Big backyard and slicky mot okay. But I know if I loosely attire. Listen me research and keep you standard higher. Every woman need a man when I go lead them astray. Big backyard and slicky mot okay. But rich man know if I loosely attire. Listen me research and keep you standard higher. Say I when them the chant, love them not have them Chris, you know. Head to a Tommy Chaka done it, I bless you know. When some boy have ex and a sex man back, you know. Run them down, you know. Never let them wrong, you know. From the time a boy I come and flex like Jen, you know. And I see them right, and I'm matching at the town, you know. Serious thing, me a chat, me not go fret, you know. Broke them out, no set them can't fit, you know. Tell go give the wife, no like that chichi get a shock, you know. Pop to the drum, stop the lesson at them track, you know. Go I don't think give the friend them a proper fix, you know. And when she lay there, she have him on the khaki, sir. Naturally this we are pulled and hands, you know. In case you never know, so the mighty get smashed, you know. Bet the man know, I will take and miss it, me officer. But when me see there, a man with Jefferson. She need a man and I go lead her astray. Big backyard and sneaky but okay. But rich man know if I loosely attire. Listen me research and keep you standard higher. If you woman need a man and I go lead them astray. Big backyard.
So now. Welcome back to the channel. This is Albo Omera Podcast, episode 7. Yes, 7. Yeah, man. So, the first things, is it called housekeeping? Hit the like button to make sure that the algorithm treats us fairly. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You know, if you can share it with your friends, the stream as we continue. So, there's quite a bit to go, not quite a bit. There's 4 things I want to talk about today. There's an update on the Ukraine-Kenyan soldiers thing. Larry Madowo released a report with some people. So there is that, and then there's some videos I saw on Facebook which I'm going to share with you just to try and balance the narrative, because the whole point of us doing these streams is not just to regurgitate what people are saying. It's to also do some digging to find if there's any legitimacy to mainstream media claims. Yes, that's part of the issue. Then something very interesting. When I watch, you know, I like sports. Arsenal, yes, we are winning the league. The pain. Anyway, I was watching TalkSport. They like, you know, they have some stuff there sometimes. You know, it's generally speaking, I watch like Arsenal link channels more, but there are some more channels that have come up that, you know. But TalkSport, Deontay Wilder was there. And he embarrassed us as people with excess melanin. Deontay Wilder threw a tantrum. So I'm going to talk about that. And then we are going to do an update on Epstein files. Yes, I have been thinking about that also. I've been looking at it. That one, we are going to more so check on some There's this phenomenon. I heard it some time back, years back, called Pizzagate. Yes, we are going to talk about Pizzagate, whatever that is. Even for me, the first time I heard it, it just sounded ridiculous. But as with many conspiracy theories these days, it happens to have some truth to the claims that were being made then. Not, of course, direct, but there is some truth. So we are going to explore, we're going to listen to some guy who reported this, I think in 2017 or 2016. Then we'll finish it with some Monarch Legacy of Monsters trailer review. We'll react to that, and then what else? And then I thought I would talk about Donald Trump's wife's documentary, Melania. Yes, I was curious how it was going to do. You know, some of these things, they indicate to some how popular people are within their tribe or without their tribe, outside the tribe. Forgive me, my neighbors. Now, that documentary, it's made quite a bit of money as independent, not independent, as a documentary. So what we are going to do, I'm still stretching here, struggle. So what we are going to do first, we are going to first listen in on Larry Madowo's report. We are going to, I'll give you my commentary as usual, where I think the media is lacing their opinions, not giving you the news. That's usually the point of this, by the way. So we are going to have that discussion. We see Walapa with that. So without further ado, let's dig in here. This is how Russia lures African men to Ukraine war hell. CNN investigation with Larry Madowo.
A Russian speaker hurls racist insults at the man, saying he is being used as a can opener to breach an enemy bunker.
I didn't see it. It is so traumatizing. Francis is my son.
For those of you in Africa, in Nigeria, that want to come and join the Russian army, it's very, very easy and very good. No stress.
This Ghanaian man posts dance videos and brags about how much money he makes.
My salary go feed your father, go feed your mother, go feed your family. For like 2 years, 3 years, my salary.
They offer Africans sign-on bonuses of $13,000, salaries up to $3,500 a month, and Russian citizenship after a year.
They are lying to people. The money that they tell people they pay, that is not true.
To a new CNN investigation, rosy promises are being made to African men to lure them into fighting for Russia. Several African governments are acknowledging the scale of this growing problem. This includes Botswana, Uganda, South Africa, and Kenya. Larry Madowo got rare access to the story. He joins us live now from Nairobi, Kenya.
Now, first of all, this is not rare access. If you go to town like Nairobi CBD, there are many of these agencies that they'll tell you what's up. We used to have a studio, some building. I don't want to mention it right now because I don't know what the implication is. But there's a studio, very prominent building. We had a studio there. And then about 2 floors, there were just those agencies for immigration. I'm going to take you do a job here. I'm going to take you do a job there. And then among that, the whispers, when the war came, the whispers now, hey, if you want to go, and because most of them it was straight up, there was no, you're being sent, you're supposed to go to Dubai, then you end up in Russia. It's very difficult to do that other than just tell people, hey, this is what's up, you're going to be this. So what they might do is lie about the severity of the situation at hand. They might tell you, hey, it's not really bad, you'll just be, patrolling. So they might not tell you maybe you're going frontline. But the thing is this, when you're going to war, this is things that you must consider, that you might end up in frontline. There might be no action. There might be just some little action and you are gone. There might be just straight up mayhem throughout. So you might be frontline, you might be in the kitchen, you see, you have to be ready. Because war is very different from what people try to portray. So whatever they're saying, it's rare access. It's it's a gimmick for media to show you how this is special. No, we've seen these videos on the internet for how long? For 2-3 years now. These guys have been putting up videos just now because it's become to mainstream attention. Now it looks like it's a new phenomenon. It's not.
So a lot of these men are being essentially promised that they're going to get civilian jobs, that they're going to be paid super high wages, but instead they're being duped to go and fight in Ukraine on behalf of Russia. Larry, what more do we know here?
Zain, I've been speaking to more than a dozen African men.
Look, we've seen the men in Russia, Ukraine, Africans saying they're there at war. They are saying we are here, we are earning good money. So you can't say they're being duped. You see, it doesn't make sense that they're being duped. Now, there might be instances of that. Of course there is. It's a business of war. It's corruption to the top. That's what I need people to understand. This is top corruption. So you must expect that there'll be underhand tactics, there'll be weird deals, unfair deals. But you see, to maintain a war effort for a long time, you kind of have to keep the soldiers happy, and especially your mercenaries, because these Kenyans are mercenaries. That's actually their job there. They'll join the army, but as mercenaries. It's a well-worn practice with the humans. So anyway, I'll need to explain these things because these reports are no good if you keep, if you just keep the same propaganda you are fed and you don't think outside it, despite the fact that your information is there for you to see.
Fighting for Russia in Ukraine right now, and they tell harrowing tales.
Yes.
Nearly every African I've spoken to currently fighting for Russia tells me they're desperate to leave because they have met conditions that are inhumane, sometimes racism from the Russian commanders.
This is war, man. Like, what do you mean inhumane? Guys, let's try and conceptualize a war zone. I know most of us have never been in a war zone. We'll never be in a war zone. But try and conceptualize how the conditions would be in any war zone. Listen to all the documentaries, read all the books about wars in the past. And there's nothing good happening in war. There's nothing. There's death and suffering only. So the only thing you could hope for that after that is said and done, that you have some money at the end of it. That's the thing. So when the mainstream media is telling you, oh, it's harrowing, the commander was racist, they're there to cause death. What am I missing here? You guys, you see, the thing is, this how propaganda works. They just hammer in a certain concept repeatedly till now they assume it to be normal, to be norm. That's how all communications go. But they've already slanted the story. This is something, this is war. This is not a joke. All right? There's nothing good. Don't expect comfort when you go to a war zone. I don't know which moron does that. Like, do you expect safety and comfort in a war zone? Why do you expect that? It's just confusing to me. Anyway, let's continue.
Are being sent to the front lines with little to no training, and they're getting killed in large numbers by drones, by missiles. Every single day is danger. And if they survive...
But what is large numbers? Can you give us numbers? You see, this is what the media is supposed to tell you. This number of people have died. So I'm going to take a pause there. We just ask GPT. Yeah, I thought I'd add this audio thing. I thought it'd be cool. Let's just ask GPT here. Hi, Odiero. I want to find out what are exactly the number of Kenyans that are fighting in Russia that have been killed in the war. Would you know that?
As of now, there's no definitive number of Kenyans killed while fighting for Russia in the conflict. Kenyan authorities have confirmed that at least 18 Kenyans have died and over 200 may have been recruited. There are also reports of more than 1,400 Africans from various countries fighting for Russia, but the exact breakdown and total death toll remain unclear.
What about the number of Africans generally? How many have been killed, or at least what are the estimates?
As of now, there are about 1,436 individuals from 36 African countries known to be fighting for Russia. While we have some reports that around 103 out of 249 African mercenaries have been killed, these numbers are not fully verified and are likely underreported. The exact death toll for Africans remains unclear, and the true figures are likely higher.
All right. So these are the where it's pulled, where it pulls the information from. So this is just to gather what mainstream media has reported, as you can see down here. So what I'm going to tell you about this, that it could be higher, it could be lower, depending on who wants to tell the story. That's how war works. War is propaganda. Half of the war is propaganda. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I did not shut it down. All right. Just sorry. I'll end that there. Imagine I'm apologizing to AI. You see how you're conditioned to think it's human. Anyway, that's how we can really interact with it. Okay, how's that? All right.
That some Russian commanders call them used condoms and other unsavory names in the middle of this war. A lot of these
you're called bad names in war? Somebody hurt your feelings? You call your bad name? Call you an N-word? I don't like saying the word because this algorithm. They call you an N-word, they call you a used condom in war, shooting people in the brain. I hate this act. You know, this is an act. Oh, preposterous. Preposterous. And these guys have been blowing this trumpet of this war for a very long time. They don't want it to end. But now they've ignored it. The one in the Middle East, Hamas and Israel, that one also died off a bit, so they're just looking for, vultures. Where is war? Where is the bad news we exacerbate? So this guy can't even tell us the numbers, which is supposed to tell us that this number of people have been reported. Then I have to ask AI.
African men were desperate for jobs, and they were promised civilian jobs such as cleaners or drivers or security guards. But they say when they got to Russia, they were forced into the military. They signed contracts in Russian they didn't understand with no translation or lawyers present, and they were quickly...
What's all this? You leave your country and you don't understand what you're signing, and you saw the contract in Russian? Or you get there, then they tell you sign and it's in Russian. Now, if this was a universal thing, I think everybody would say that, but it seems it's some depending on your agent or who receives you. I'm not even saying it's not true. I just think that the story has to be given accurately, that a lot of these guys they've been told, yes, you're going to war in Russia. Yes, of course, and somebody's sending you to it. It's not telling you there's bombs everywhere. What? It's just telling you, yeah, it is some fighting, but you usually do patrols, commandeer some place for a couple of days. A lot of the times it's that you've seen them patrolling through those ruins and whatnot. So the problem is if you meet with landmines, snipers, this is war. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to appreciate what the situation here. This is not anything other than a detriment to human life. It's war. So all these things they're talking about, that they went there, I'm sure there are some, but I suspect that a majority of these people, because also knowing that like I'd mentioned, there's a stream I'd mentioned sometime, that there are a lot of, like, say us guys, we had like NYS trainees and those, some military guys who don't have jobs anymore. They were fired or they were not taken up with the program. Guys like that, where do you think they go? They either go shags and drink, or they become some government operative, or go to war. And you see, like, the entire Africa is like 1,400 people. So in the entire scope of things, there are a very minute group of mercenaries from Africa. But you see, this is an international thing. So the others from South America, others from India. These are these things that you want, because all these places, they have poverty and people have to make a living. And men have always done this, by the way. Being mercenaries, when you're like in a peaceful country, but poverty and nothing is happening, you just go fight for a richer person. If you win and stay alive, you get some spoils of war. But these days it's a more streamlined, it's a salary, but that's what it is.
Pushed to the front lines. And in some cases, when many of their colleagues die, they've seen their bodies rot on the front lines for weeks sometimes even months. And even when they complete their service, many of them have not been allowed to leave. I want to warn you here that the story begins with a horrific video.
What is your name?
Francis.
This disturbing video appears to show an African recruit in the Russian army with a landmine strapped to his chest. He is being ordered to storm Ukrainian positions on the front lines. A Russian speaker hurls racist insults at the man, saying he is being used as a can opener to breach an enemy bunker.
I didn't see it. It is so traumatizing. Francis is my son.
CNN traced the man's mother to Kenya. She hasn't been able to reach her son since October 2025, but she recently received another video of him from an unknown Kenyan number.
Be careful, you guys, because people are being taken there, and you end up being taken to the military, and you are taken in frontline battle, and there is true killings.
Francis is a trained electrical engineer who was promised a civilian job in Russia. But his family says...
How are you? You see, an electrical engineer, I suspect what they really mean is like a fundi. Maybe he's an electrical engineer who's been reduced to a fundi, so he has to go fight because there are no jobs for electrical engineers in Kenya. It's always ends up to the same thing, right?
He was forced into the Russian army and to the front lines in Ukraine. How long was the training?
3 weeks.
They had only 3 weeks of military training.
Only 3 weeks of military training.
Had he ever been in the police or in the army in Kenya?
No.
Do you know where Francis is?
I don't know where he is. I was told he's in Ukraine, but I don't know specific whether he's there or not.
Francis is among a growing number of African men currently fighting for Russia, though exactly...
You see, there's so much of these counter videos, just seeing people seem to be just, hey, we decided we are coming here to make money. And you see, there's those. And it's the thing that bothers me the most about war, and especially the propaganda about war, because it's never changed, is that there's so much misinformation, as they like to call it. So many lies. Let's stop calling it misinformation. Lies. There are so many lies from both sides of the war. It doesn't matter whether you are propagandized to like the Ukraine side or the Russia side. Both sides are feeding you lies about the reality because it has to be kind of romanticized in a way for it to be palatable. These wars have to be romanticized under some guise of patriotism and defending motherland, and it has to be romanticized like that. Because really the reality on the ground that it's a killing zone. So I will reiterate that there is no excuse in this current world right now where the information age can get it like that. Hey, listening to this podcast, you'd already know. So the thing is that if you're going to war, don't get there, then start pretending like you didn't know that it's a war zone. That yes, you might end up in a war. You see, like we like to delude ourselves about the risk of the things we do. Even people do even just different business. Like because you want the money so bad, you kind of just like, oh yeah, it's war, but maybe me I can. You know, you'll do a lot of things in your mind to convince yourself that you're not really taking a humongous risk. You are. Yes, desperation does that to people. You have to give your mind excuses to do things that you normally wouldn't out of desperation. I don't know, because as far as I'm concerned in this country, it's very easy, Kenya that is, it's very easy to actually create employment for these people. It's very easy because the technology has moved so fast. You can actually do it cost effectively and you can do it sustainably, but these people won't do it. So right now I was seeing a report somewhere, I don't know if I'll find it, where is it one of these ministers or cabinet secretaries is proud that 500,000 Kenyans have gone out there to work. Just imagine, I don't know, did I see that? I think I saw that somewhere. I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it because it's actually, I found it quite disgusting Okay, so yeah, you've sent your working masses healthy because you couldn't be bothered to do the basic things of doing basic manufacturing, taking in this, there, opening doors, having to reinvest, get capital accessible, the basic things. You couldn't do that, but you'd rather ship them off as you make money shipping them off. Guys, all this, as we can see, it's our fault. Yes, these people who are celebrating about how they're sending people to abroad to fight other people's wars. You know that we have to be get up here. So anyway, let me continue this Madowo thing. There's some more
figures are unknown. Some Africans in the Russian army glamorize their life on social media, encouraging their countrymen to join.
For those of you in Africa, in Nigeria, that want to come and join the Russian army, it's very, very easy and very good. No stress.
This Ghanaian man posts dance videos and brags about how much money he makes.
My salary go feed your father, go feed your mother, go feed your family. For like 2 years, 3 years, my salary.
Where are you now? Can you say where you are? CNN spoke to a dozen African fighters currently on the front lines in Ukraine. They described being forced into a deadly war, racism from Russian commanders, and unpaid salaries. Many say they were made to sign.
See, let me tell you something, guys, so that you understand. These claims of racism, if it's there, whatever, it's not important. It's meant to make you think, have a feeling, because they've already pumped it to your head. Oh, racism, every racism. It can't be more clear to you guys that a lot of because part of why I do these streams is to try and debunk these mainstream media hacks. They've lied for too long, and because we are the media now, we can challenge the narratives, because a lot of you still listen to these people. It's like they're WhatsApp. These are propagandists, paid for propagandists. So whatever side they are on a war, they'll just say whatever thing. So this guy was talking about, these guys glamorizing their life. Those guys, they probably have been there for quite a bit. They've formed bonds. It doesn't matter their racism. It doesn't. The camaraderie of having to stick together to stay alive overrides all that nonsense. And that's what a lot of people would want to think about. That these Africans and these Russians, now they're on the same side. They are going with this. They have to be together. Maybe on the side they might say some snide remarks. It doesn't matter. What is important to them is that they win this war, or at least they don't lose it. They can stalemate it somehow. I think that's how it's going to end. I think Russia will take the way it's already occupied the Donbass and some other places there. Already those places are Russia majority. So it's going to happen. That's what is taking so long for the deal to happen, because Zelensky is saying no, and the people behind Zelensky, NATO, what they're saying. So everybody is pulling, but the guys are dying on the ground. So just so you understand the big picture behind all these people going to do this, because it's also a business. Where is this money coming from? The business from Russia is paying, guys go do. NATO is paying, the Ukrainians, the Americans were paying. I don't know if they're still paying. I think they paid again, yeah, but things like that. So let's
military contracts in Russian without lawyers or translation.
These guys are happy. They have camaraderie. They're making money. Happy as you can be in a war zone. It's kind of when people are already in a war zone, somehow, it's my belief that your tolerance for suffering goes higher, because you see so much stuff, so much heinous stuff. So that's what I think. If these guys come out of here, by the way, remember, these guys come out from here and they'll just move next to you. There's no war, and maybe there are no jobs. What do you think they will do? I'm just asking.
Nearly all told CNN they were desperate to escape but felt trapped. Patrick Koba is one of the lucky few. He has made it back to Nairobi after escaping the Russian military. He is still carrying shrapnel in his body from a Ukrainian drone ambush.
It hit me down here, but my food backpack saved my life. I didn't get burnt in my back because of my armor vest, but it tore my pants and burnt my buttocks and legs.
Patrick is a carpenter who says he was only given basic military training.
I asked my Russian partner for first aid, but he turned hostile.
So, after you've been hit by a drone and the grenade, You asked for help from your partner?
Yes.
And he sent you away?
Yes, he want to kill me. I have to run, my brother.
Patrick fled to the Kenyan embassy in Moscow while on leave to recover from his injury. So the only way to leave is to escape.
You need to escape or you die. It's only two ways.
CNN has seen adverts, messages, and recruitment documents aimed at foreign fighters. They offer Africans sign-on bonuses of $13,000, salaries up to $3,500 a month, and Russian citizenship after a year.
They are lying to people. The money that they tell people they pay, that is not true.
Desperate for work.
So is there how much are they paying? I wish these guys would say as though they give you half or they don't give you at all. You see, the information, you have to absorb the information in totality. Now, these are guys who've come back to Kenya, so there's an embassy in Russia, Kenyan embassy in Russia, that's aware of this. So who are we fooling here? That you went to the embassy? I don't know. There's some gap of information here. There's a gap. How did you run? How did you leave? It would be interesting to find out. Maybe as a channel, I can go watch something.
With a baby on the way, photographer Charles Njoki signed up to the Russian army, hoping to avoid active combat. He believed his skills as a drone operator would keep him at a safe distance.
Really? You're operating a videography the drone. Well, I guess it's not that much different, but you're going to a war zone. Why would you think they would not put you in the front or wherever you're needed? You see, everybody wants a shortcut. Yeah, I thought they would just put me at the back. Bro!
Instead, Charles says he was pushed onto the front lines and was wounded by a Ukrainian drone. He says a rescue team refused to come, forcing him to drink his own urine to survive. You feel that the Africans were being sent to the front deliberately?
Yes.
So you didn't get...
Look, you're 1,400 Africans. The front line is not made up of 1,400 Africans. Can we be real here? So what the front line is made up of who? Like, I need a breakdown. So they're just sending you. You are there partly as cannon fodder, my friend. So who are the others you are frontline with? The other mercenaries from South America? Are there Russians there? Are there some how do you say, some turncoat Ukrainians?
The money? You didn't get the citizenship?
And I'm here suffering. I have an issue at my spine right now. There's some more I need to go and be removed.
Russian recruitment networks in Africa have gone underground after recent crackdowns. But despite growing suspicion from locals, recruits are still signing up.
Yeah.
Those recruits you see there singing a Ugandan revolutionary song. Now, the Russian government has acknowledged recruiting foreign fighters, including African fighters, to fight its war in Ukraine, and has publicized some instances where they received Russian citizenship after their service. I want to show you a video from state television where some of those African fighters were paraded. They were shown as partners. We have asked the Russian Foreign Ministry and the Russian Defense Ministry, as well as the Russian Embassy here in Nairobi, about the comments and the allegations that some were coerced or misled into this war, and we did not hear back. But
you see, everybody has their propaganda. These have the Africans, maybe they are treating well. I don't know how many are those. You see, this is why you can't really lock down an opinion with these kind of things, because the information is so fluid. How many of these Africans have been made citizens? How many are finished? What is the actual amount that they are being paid? Were they paid a deposit? Where is this hard evidence? I don't want to see these edits you put together. I've seen some documents, then they don't even show the document. They just show some writing. You see, that's part of the editing tricks. I need to see the documents. The guy reading it saying we signed here, like this is the first document, where's my copy? If you don't have a copy, like if you can't claim those are documents and not showing me whose document it is. It's just, there's too many gaps, and you have to be cognizant of that. There are too many gaps in these stories. All I can tell you, it's war. These are mercenaries. Some are paid full price. Some are even paid extra because of whatever reasons. Others will not be paid. Others will be paid half. Others will be sent to the front line. Others will be cooks. That's the way it is. And we need to stop forming narratives around these wars, because there's no good war. There's no good person in war, I'm telling you now. Tell me there are good people in... There's no good people at your freedom fighter. You're all killing each other. None of you is... You see, if you do a proper history of these conflicts, Russia and Ukraine, you will just keep quiet and continue with your life. Because you'll realize you know very little. You realize last year's or the year before's propaganda is nothing. It's just to cover the face of the mark, the years and years of bullshit that have taken place for this to happen. With everybody involved.
I've been fielding very distressful calls from many family members who say, I've just heard that my son has died, my brother has died. Can you please help us find him? And there's no way to find them. The Russians are not helping these families. And one family showed me messages with a Russian agent. When they heard that their son had died, they said, can we get his body back? And this agent said, we'll get his body to Moscow airport, and then after that, it's up to you guys to get his body home. And they didn't even know he was fighting in the first place. There are so many other families right now who are only learning about the death of their kin from their comrades in arms, and they just don't even know where to start in terms of trying to retrieve their bodies. And yet, even after our story went live today, there are still Africans in the comments saying, how do I sign up to join the Russian army? Because
yes, Larry Madowo, you are
many parts of the continent where jobs are scarce, people are willing to take this risk to go to Russia and end up in Ukraine and hope that they will survive.
Yep.
Yeah, and also
and you see, that's the thing. You can't talk down on them. I'm sorry, you can't. There's no one here. There's no one in this world, myself, no one, who's going to talk down on these people who are trying to... This is literally surviving. Even this is a job. Somebody is paying them. Other than their own home where their politicians are stealing everything and building nothing. While at the same time, they'll brutalize them when they want. So there's nothing we are telling these people. These people are there. Understand that you're going to war. The risks are humongous. If you pass, if you stay alive, if you're not too badly damaged, you might survive and continue. That's life. You have choices to make. And if part of your choice is to go to be a mercenary, that's what it entails. It doesn't entail good things, not being called names and your feelings being hurt. While you're literally killing people. What are you people talking about? We need to sanitize slowly from this kind of reporting of Larry Madowo and the company, because they spend a lot of their time trying to spin emotional stories. I know it's required for media these days, but that's the problem. You can't tell the facts from fiction because emotions are clouding everything. These people are living in a country where there are ministers with 5 million shilling watches, and they don't know tomorrow what's going on. Even some of us who've been doing a certain career and business for a decade plus, sometimes we are like, wow, what the hell? Because you can tell when your clients are not paying, they are delaying, they're not paying as they used to, they're saying you drop the cost and the work is more. You know. You can feel it, because everybody tightens. The moment the money dries up, everybody tightens, because budgets are felt immediately. If they didn't release a certain amount that they normally release, and it's less, that means that all the other extra events and other extra services that are not core, they're extracted. As we are filmmakers, it's doing documentaries, ads, all that can be secondary very quickly to a company, especially in this age where you can just do an eye clip, put it on social media, pay some of that the social media company to spread the word. I mean, I like being realistic. So when it's gotten to that, even myself, who I can still do many things. I have many talents, I have many skills, and I still do them now. So it's not, even for me, it is a struggle. Now imagine these guys, most of them didn't even have, because for me, I went to school, I created networks, you can call on people. A lot of people don't have that. So when they are going to war, they're eating their own sweat. They say, kufe mbaya. That is the bottom line, and that's what this is the video I'm going to play next. This is it where Kesa Brian is. I don't know if it's not him, but let's see what he says. Then I'll let you.
I met a friend of mine anaitwa Yuri. Yuri is a Russian soldier. Tulikuwa tuna train naye, tulikuwa training. Na Yuri akakuja akaniambia, alipata nimekaa chini hiyo time, kuna moral, nafikiria vitu mingi itakuwaje. Yuri akakuja akaniambia, bro, Christian.
Look, a lot of the times what people don't know, like during war, most of the times people are just waiting. It's like nothing is really happening because people can't really fight for like hours and days without rest. Sometimes it's just, okay, let's just go back, recoup, come back again. Or sometimes they just like, it's not necessary. So this is why you see a lot of people just hold ground. They just put soldiers on the ground. It's like, just hold. They know we are here if there's beef. So there's that happens. So anyway, I'm assuming that's the case here because the guy is chilling, recording his video. He's chilling.
Kamwambia yes.
Cold as hell.
Kaniambia, do you believe in God? Kamwambia, yes, I do believe in God. Yuri at least anajua Kizungu. Sasa kaniambia, Mungu ako na plan. Kila kitu yenye na happen, kila situation yenye umekuwa, always kumekuwa na a way out of it. Unamkanga hivi, huwezi jua hata siku itakuwaje, huwezi jua kutaenda aje, uko kwa noma, uko kwa shit, but at the end of the day unajipatanga hiyo noma imedai.
You see, that's the uncertainty of the third world. Yes, let's be real, that's the uncertainty of the third world. You haven't invested, you don't have savings, your father didn't have anything, and then now you have to go to war to survive. So that's the uncertainty. That's why people think it's not saying something that's fictitious. That's his real life. Leo nitakula nini maze? I needed to go to school. Oh, my kid this. Oh, my wife that, for those who have. Just them, just to cover themselves.
I'm get out of it. So, ni moral. Hakuna mtu hupenda ati kuna mtu alipenda ati akuje war, ama sijui ati kuna mtu anapenda vita. Hapana. Sisi wote tunatafuta bana. Hii mnajua life Kenya. Boy child na kama hauna kakitu. It's not easy. So easy, my friend. Na naona wase online bana, wase they are the best at writing intimidating captions on Facebook, sijui mara. Man, kama ujui kitu ana heri nyamaza. Kuna wase bana, mtu hata ako huku Russia anatamani hata asiingia Facebook, juu kiingia. And it's our own Kenyans. Huko kuna Ghanaians, kuna Nigerians, kuna all types of people, kuna Colombians, kuna watu.
I was telling you, it's an international thing. There are so many people that come to fight this wars because it's employment. Yeah, being a mercenary is...
Talk at different parts of the world. Yeah. Hey, but the hate us Kenyans we are getting from our own people. Ni kama sijui tulifaa, sijui mulikuwa na kierere, sijui nini. Life manze, wewe kama uko comfortable mahali huko, wewe shukuru Mungu bana. Wacha wakung'ang'ana bana, wang'ang'ane. Sisi tunajituma juu hii ndio option tulikuwa nayo. Bana, hakukuwa na option nyingine. Hatuna ubaya, adui hapa ni maskini. So ukiona sijui wewe ndio the best at writing the best, sijui intimidating caption kwa Facebook, wapi uko online, Mungu yuko bana, atatupigania.
You see, this guy has basically just summed it up perfectly. A lot of us on the media, on social media, these people, you don't suffer. You have a job there, you're collecting like 45 Gs. Okay, fine. You know, most people don't have even the preposition of getting that. So this guy just telling you straight up, I don't care what you think. Me working, I want to make money and build for myself. Yeah, amejituma. You see, for me, that's the thing. Like they have said, okay, there's no one there, there's no government, there's no there's no investors. What do I do? As all men have always done. You use your hands, use your effort, you don't sleep, and you go and you do what you have to do to make the money that you require to invest and build and grow. It is what it is, man. We are people have stopped complaining. A lot of people, like these poor people are suffering. They stop complaining. You just go ahead and just do your thing. An opportunity comes, you jump in. If it goes bad, it goes bad. What are you going to do, man? Are you just going to sit around and cry, bitch and moan like everyone else? Nah, you see, this current world, guys like this, for me, have maximum respect. Because they're doing something about their position that most people will not even dare think about. Because they've said, no, I can't just sit here and be just a nuisance and a parasite and what. I'm going to put my body on the line and do what I have to do. We have not been told about the Kenyans in Ukraine war, but that side they don't go a lot because they get they get decimated quite frequently. That's what people don't tell you. They're both dying on both sides, but Ukraine is really bad. Ukraine is not going to win this. That's just a fact. Russia is too big, too strong. The other countries, now that the US has said, it's become harder because these guys have realized you keep these wars going without taxpayer money, it's difficult. NATO is being told, extract some more taxes we pay for. They'll do that for a bit and it will be over. That's the end. So for these guys who are here, kama mtasikia video, you guys just do your thing, finish. That's your job. Everybody knows you're there. Even the UN, everybody knows you're there. They know what you're doing there. When you finish, you get your job, your money come back. Make sure at least they pay you. But you guys pay the Kenyans or pay whoever. If people are putting their bodies online, pay them. They've already said that's what's up. But you see, sometimes we can only put pressure with our mouths. But such places we have no control. But as it is, he can tell that these guys eat, they don't look emaciated, they don't look, they're eating well, they seem to be resting well, but it's a war zone, it's stressful, and that's what's that. Hey, I needed to, these things, this world politics, that's why I started, because I have a lot to say about this politics of the world, especially this Ukraine thing. Now, this Ukraine thing has created so much, like you see Larry Madowo coming out, these people, they're being called, I used condom. I'm sure among the Russians, they call each other even worse. Anywho, where are we going next? Now, where we are going next is Deontay Wilder. Deontay. Let me just press something over here. Deontay Wilder. So Deontay Wilder was on TalkSport. I believe he's fighting Chiloba. Is it Chiloba? Somebody. So they're in the process of promoting or at least announcing their fight. So they came on here, they talked. So at around the 22nd minute, so this Simon fellow, I can't remember what his other name is, but he's called Simon, I just know him as Simon. He asked the question about Fury. So Fury has been thrown on the side, or at least a very sore point for Deontay Wilder because he beat him cacamoniously. And you see, the problem is that Deontay is making a lot of claims about unfairness or the costume or I think steroid use. I don't know if it's steroid or drug, whatever it is. He's making many claims saying the documentary is going to come out. Anyway, let's listen in and see what happened here.
I wanted to move you on to Tyson Fury.
I don't want to talk about him.
No, you're going to.
We're here about this.
No, but you're going to.
We're not going to talk about him
but
at all.
But as part
we're
of
not going to talk about him at all.
Come on, you see, I don't understand. Already, you can tell fragility. Like he has to lose his temper immediately. Are you a professional, Deontay? What are you? That street stupidity that you picked from the American streets, you are sitting in an international platform about to entertain people and you're behaving like a street hoodlum. You silliness.
Oh, understand that.
No, fair enough.
All right then, so let's move on. It's all about Derek Chisora, that's it.
I understand that.
Yes,
I understand that.
The only reason, baby. Y'all understand that? You better be. April the 4th is going down.
The only reason
at the O2, you better be there.
Fabulous.
You'll be a square.
The only reason I mentioned it is because
you see, the problem is he thinks he runs the show. A lot of these media houses, they don't care you are fame. Me, I'll get my question on my viral moment, you fool. And if you are a buffoon like this guy, you're easy picking.
It's part of the shtick that goes with you. And I missed you first time round when you came in here 3 years ago, when you were in your pomp 4 years ago doing Bomb Squad and all that sort of stuff. And I have always wanted to have a conversation with you because you've made observations about Fury. I have my own views on Fury. And you've called him a cheat. And it leads me
the biggest in boxing.
Yeah, but it leads me to a conclusion.
Biggest in boxing. If somebody practicing, taking their stuff out of their gloves in training, what you think they're going to do in the fight?
Yeah, but...
What is he talking about? Come on, dude. The biggest... So this guy contacts... I mean, there's once like when he knocked out Fury, and I thought Fury was dead. And then he just stood up like Undertaker. I was so dead.
That's all I got to say about that.
I want to put something to you about you, right? And Fury just happens to be the hook for it.
That's all I got to say about
you. You talked about being cheated in that fight. You talked about water being spiked. You talked about...
Wait, did you sniff something? Did you sniff some glucose? So I remember when you were doing a movie, we were making guys sniff glucose as cocaine one time, a prop.
Your Game of Thrones outfit being too heavy for you.
I didn't say that.
You said it was too heavy for you.
I didn't say that.
Okay, well I might be wrong on that one. You talked about the long.
Y'all took a journalist that said.
No. He actually Deontay said. Should I find that video? Can we make this a bit more interesting? That this guy, no, the typing is
something because y'all, everybody want to come in.
Blaming that costume he wore, coming like a warrior from the ancient times. He spent so much time coming into the ring that by the time he got there, he was tired. At least that was he claims. No, you're just beaten, my friend.
Oh, wow.
You talked about a long count, right? And then you talked about the trainers, Mark Breland not being good enough.
No, I ain't saying he wasn't good enough.
So what I'm asking you in all of this is, it sounds to me, given the character that you are, that's like a little bit flaky. You lost those fights, and those fights were lost. And you saying that someone like...
He didn't like that at all. Oh, that's a screenshot right there. 24.
Fury cheated you in those fights. I think is kind of disappointing to me
You can say
about
what you
because
want. I know the truth. I have the facts.
Okay.
Understand that. I got the facts of it.
No, fair enough.
I got the proof. I got the people to tell it.
And we'll look forward to seeing that.
Understand that.
We'll look forward to seeing
Understand that. What I say in boxing, I mean, and it's the truth. I risk my life for you's entertainment to see.
No, absolutely.
So why
you're paid handsomely to do that. Shut your mouth, you boy. You're paid very handsomely to entertain us. Stop telling us how you put your body on the line. Why don't you step aside? Stop putting your body on the line. Nobody has told you to put your body on the line to wear these diamond and platinum chains now. I hate it when like multimillionaires telling you, I put my body on the line. Shut up. Shut up, you stupid boy.
I ain't never lied about nothing in this business. You can believe why is it so hard to believe a black man than a white man? Understand?
Absolutely not. Deontay Wilder, absolutely not. You do not start introducing your ace when you lose an argument. You need to give a coherent answer. You're a very sore loser, Deontay. Deontay Wilder is an extremely sore loser. What are we watching here? This is like a brute. If he gives you that overhand right, you are dead. But look at how triggered he has become over being told, no, you said this, but me, I think you lost. I watched the fights. You lost, my guy. You lost. You gave up, and he was too big. He was too heavy. He leaned on you. He worked on you because he's smarter than you. You're just throwing wild punches like a fool. You'll get tired, and he took out. Everybody knows how he was going to do it, but you're not that guy. You can't do the same. If you don't finish him off, you can't. Everybody knows that. So, like, he's pretending like everybody... Anyway, it's very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Why is it so hard to believe a black man and a white man?
Why you don't believe it?
Why is it?
Let me ask the question.
Yeah, go on.
So we can go there.
First and foremost, it's got nothing to do with colour.
This whole country got some...
This Chisora fellow is just inflating. He's trolling the most. Look at him. He's like, No, boy. Oh, he's lost frame there. Just start shouting like a little boy.
This whole world got some loaded race. You think you got? You think you pan out? You think you have a? You think you had a great life? You think your life has been like?
You see, he's so angry, he can't articulate. You think you got? You think like what did he say?
This whole world got some loaded race. You think you got? You think you pan out? You think you have a? You think you done had a great life?
Now, this is very proper to mock such a fool. This multi-millionaire, top athlete, heavyweight, once heavyweight champion. What is this guy telling us? What? Oh, man, make me my feelings, man. You hurt my feelings. I lost when you hurt my feelings, man. $1 million, man.
You think your life has been like mine?
Listen,
no, he's British and you're Black American from the hood. How are you going to compare? This is British. Should I say it's like middle class-ish people? Prep school people, like you from the way you talk, of course, you did not go do much schooling. You had the gifts. I wish you had done some schooling so that you can be able to at least regulate yourself, regulate your emotions, boy.
Come on, you got white privilege, brother.
Oh, don't stop.
You stupid boy. By the way, Africans, we need to cut that white privilege stuff up, especially this Black American. Hey, that's another screenshot. This guy is so dead. This guy's lost his mind. You've already lost this boy. He's already lost this argument. He's just talking about white privilege now. How did he come from No, Tyson Fury beat you. There's no white privilege. So, there's no white privilege. Are you saying that because he beat you because he's white, Deontay? Or you lost and now you can't live with it? You made money 3 times. Tens of millions of dollars. I know the IRS cut their cake. You still remain with tens of millions of dollars. Unless you spent it badly, I don't know. But this guy, oh my goodness.
I ain't never had that. I'm a black man with dark skin. Ain't nothing ever.
Why is a Black American millionaire telling us he's a black man with dark skin? Like he wants to say, me, I'm not only black, but I have like dark skin. So my oppression is even more. This was so low, so pathetic. Deontay Wilder, after all this money you've made, all the fame, you're still just another pussy leftist crying all the time. Just another victim peddling loser. After all that, you guys can't be helped, yo. That's why I'm telling you here, that's why I'm extremely anti-woke. It creates, these are monsters. These are guys who have all the power in the world. The 1% of the world is in it. But he's crying about racism and white privilege and victimology. Oh my goodness. Say no to woke. This is absolutely asinine.
I had to kick in every opportunity
boy, you had the talent and people nurtured you and paid for your training and shut up. We know what goes on. Shut up. Do you mean I had to kick it? You didn't have to kick down any door. You had to work out like every boxer. It's just like another guy went to college for 7 years to be a doctor. Hey, did I rhyme there? Okay, so good one. You see, this is what this guy is doing to me.
It is. Y'all don't understand. Maybe y'all
I see Chisora is enjoying it.
About this shit in this country.
Yes, we do, mate.
But when you get me in here, I speak the peace. I speak the truth.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you.
Yeah, go on. If this is about colour.
Y'all got the wrong person.
Yeah, go on. If he's about colour.
Y'all understand that.
How is Derek Chisora then, out of curiosity, given he's a black man, a national treasure in this country then? It's not about colour. You called somebody a chick. I asked you a question.
They hate it when it's just slappy. Like, why is all these black celebrities in Britain, all these great blacks? We need to cut the shit out of black people. We are whining too much. We cry over nothing. We like to make up shit. You know, he's making up victimology, right? Right before our eyes. This celeb with millions of dollars. What are we doing here? At what point do we decide that such people are not worth the adoration? They're dunderheads. They're empty inside. Here, nothing. I don't mean book of I mean in the cranium. Outside dropping that thing. Don't worry, something's coming. But why? Like, who are these people? These are the paper giants that have been. I'm starting to think maybe there's another boxer somewhere who's better than him, but no, probably not. This is a lot of these physical things. The meritocracy is the difference between winning, making money, and being a loser. So yeah, but even so, man, how is he behaving like?
A whole lot of black people's around.
Question.
Thank you.
The question. All right, I moved on.
Stop it.
I moved on.
Why do all these grown men like this think they just need to shout profanities, think like you're cool? Like, shut up. If you have children, you buffoon. Oh, fuck, man. Shut up. Badly behaved, really overhyped morons.
I want to pull it back in. Derek, let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question about
This guy's trying to defuse
Deontay, let me just get into Derek about
Simon, go harder.
Known to be dynamic in fight week. We just see a little taster of that right now.
Come on, man. Y'all can't tell, man.
So the bronze bomber, there he is.
Yeah, so
why are you behaving like this? Is he like 25? Why is he behaving like this? Why do these people behave like this? Who thinks this immaturity and this kind of bottom feeder kind of responses and behavior is like accept? Like, why are you behaving like this with everything that you have, all the opportunities? I hate these people.
Oh man,
we can have a disagreement.
As a little boy, and I bet your view as a little boy is totally different than my view as a little boy. Most black people,
yes, you never went to school and you are in the streets trying to do some shit. If you didn't have any talent, you wouldn't be here. In terms of boxing talent or just size, you're just a big guy who was a bit more athletic than the others. Liked to hit. There's nothing. These people, if they knew real suffering, they come here and go to Northeastern or some those two villages there in Luo land or Kisii land where people are. These people don't know anything.
We're so into it with each other because we have PTSD. We done been through so much.
What do you mean we've been through so much? You've gone through nothing. Look at this guy. What has he gone through? You know, it's like you see these people who like to cannibalize the suffering of their ancestors to try and get a smoother life now. Like, even if he has a smooth life, he still needs you to bow to the victimhood of the ancestors. If everybody was trying to excavate all the suffering of the ancestors and try to cash in, nothing will work, Deontay Wilder. But you can't really reason with these people. They have nothing here. Plus, he has that concussion thing that they get. The pity. What is that thing? Let me ask my guy here. we ask. Let me ask you, Odiero. Yeah?
Sure, it's definitely a complex situation, and the information we get is often shaped.
What the hell? All right. Glitches. So I need to ask you. There is this disease that was found to be gotten by American football players when they get so many concussions. What is it called?
Yes, you're likely thinking of chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE.
CTE.
It's a neurodegenerative disease that has been found in athletes who suffer repeated head trauma, like football players.
And boxers?
Absolutely. Boxers are also at risk. CTE has been found in many contact sports athletes, including boxers, as repeated punches to the head can lead to similar brain damage over time.
All right. So, so maybe he's suffering some of that CTE. That's what I meant.
Okay.
So much.
Okay. You wanted to move on, right?
Yeah. Have you seen that? This guy is a drama queen. He's a drama queen. Like, we suffered, man. You know, we suffered, man. Look at my chain, man. My platinum chain. The suffering I'm going through right now, and the PTSD from all my egocentric trips. What a foolish man.
We done been through so much.
Okay.
So much.
Okay. You wanted to move on, right?
Yeah.
What is that? Really, guys, does anyone think me have already, like, this guy's above?
It's hard to move on when you don't know the truth, and that's when...
What truth? Why do these guys keep talking about they know the truth? You lost, homie. You lost. You got beat thoroughly. You got beaten thoroughly. Like, you were beaten, you fell like a stone. Yes, you have CTE, now I'm convinced. You can't control yourself. I hear that CTE also affects the emotional regulation. But him, I think this one has come from the community, that ghetto nonsense community. Yes, that's where this has come, that gynocentric community. They've been raised by women. They can't control their emotions. I've said it.
I mean, it's trying to give you a vision, a little insight of what we go through
as
black people, man.
I got it.
You know, you don't get
it. You see, Chisora's given him the Chisora's given him the tissues.
Black people, man.
I got it. This is delicious. Oh, cry, baby, cry. Cry. You see, and he's going to fight this guy. Oh, this is so interesting.
You don't get it.
Well, okay.
None of y'all get it.
I'm suffering. We're suffering, man. I'm Black Power. Suffering, man. Yo, Malcolm X. Whatever.
Get it. And that's the problem. You think you get what you don't understand.
Yeah, he has a nose ring. It's like those septum ring women. Yes.
Okay. Why is it so hard?
Look at
Man,
Simon.
let me I'm going to get up out this bitch.
This guy is so dead. Oh,
a little chaser of what we're
going to... He's being treated like a child. They're perfect. Just treat him like a... Let him shout and just look at him and smile. Yeah, fucking buff.
Both of you guys are big characters. It's going to be explosive, right? I mean, I don't even have to ask this guy because I've just got a little taste for that.
Oh, man. You know, man, they don't understand my suffering, man. You know, oh... West Side.
Oh, come on.
Man.
Both of you guys are big in the fight week. Let's pull it back into the fight. Let's talk about the fight.
It's hard to put it back. I'm from the South. You understand?
Come on, let's pull it back.
You see, I don't... All these guys keep saying, like, I'm from the South. I'm from South C. I'm from South B. I'm from Islando. Shut up. What does that mean, you're from the South? Does that mean you become an emotional wreck before you're from the South? You just going to become an uncultured buffoon because you're from the South? Useless.
Into the fight.
It's hard when y'all don't understand. I got another situation. I said I didn't want to talk about the situation. Now you got me riled up.
Yeah, because they know you have very little emotional control. Impulse control, Onge Omera. You don't have impulse control. They knew. You just need to press a little button. This is the guy who beat him, and you see he keeps on saying that he didn't beat him fairly. Press the button. Leave the buffoon gorilla here to embarrass himself.
Enough. Wilder's back. You understand? I feel shit. You understand me? You don't mean that, man.
Okay, stop
let me get the out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Talking about my peoples and all that shit. It's
hard. You talking about my peoples? What are your people? How many? Those billionaires you hang out with. Those are your people, my friend.
People, black man and a white man. The cheated. Tell him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm gonna show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna get all the people that know and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that the inside of him that know. I don't about that.
I'm not a Fury.
I don't about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got shit to do with him.
Fair enough.
The you talking about?
Yeah, man. You, man. I'm out too.
What happened there wasn't right.
He told you don't bring it up, but you...
Come on.
No, she's alright. Shut up, even. I hate it when these people capitulate. Like, why are you guys like this? You become like a laughingstock of all the races. Just emotional baboons. Just... You said bad things that make me feel bad. Idiocy of the highest order. How many minutes were those? Maybe can't recover those ones. But it was good entertainment. She's
Ask a question. What about Fury? Everyone else can ask him. Rick Reno asks him. Why can't I ask him? Derek, sit down.
Simon asked him. Good stuff.
I'll wait for you for half an hour. Don't be a dickhead. Come on. We wanted to...
Don't be a dickhead. Don't be a dickhead, man. You are here to do the interview. Do the interview. Stop bringing your emotions here, spoiling the business. Epstein. Yes, I did part 1. Part 2 is here. Now, I think I have a part 3 coming. So, Epstein is Pizzagate. Now, I wanted to introduce you guys to this concept for those who don't understand what it is. This guy you're about to see is a journalist that did a report about it about 1996, 90, was it 2000 and was it 96, 97 or 2016, 17? I'm confused a bit there. So we'll listen in and get the facts from him. This is Ben Swan with a double N. Yes, the bird with a double N at the end. So he says Epstein is Pizzagate. Let's find out what's Pizzagate. And Epstein's involvement. He's involved in everything. Some of you should ask your wives, is Epstein the father of this? Epstein is involved with everybody. Well, or what? As I told you, I don't think he's dead. The guy is here somewhere, just eating his life somewhere. Why would we think he's dead? Why? Are we fools?
Epstein is Pizzagate.
All right.
Let that sink in for a minute. Jeffrey Epstein is Pizzagate. 10 years ago, Pizzagate was by far the #1 trending topic on Twitter. But the claim of pedophile elites who preyed on children was so insane that Pizzagate was shrugged off as a wild fever dream of a conspiracy theory. I was the first mainstream reporter to dare give the facts surrounding Pizzagate. My corporate career was destroyed over it, so what?
By the way, he got fired. After I did the report, he got fired immediately. The Pizzagate thing. So already, you see, if it wasn't so preposterous, because it was actually like, I watched that video, so it wasn't preposterous. Even these guys have done reports about nonsense. I can't even think of this. They do reports about a lot of nonsensical topics. So this was well within, but this was serious, and the way he was fired, it set off alarm bells in many people's heads, including mine.
My professional reputation was obliterated. That wasn't
as they all do.
And I wasn't the only one.
By the way, guys,
Anyone
this is
who
Nama.
dared to suggest that this might be
car,
true was blacklisted, shadow banned, or thrown off of social media. But then, just days ago, the largest dump of Epstein files revealed what some of us have been telling you for a decade. That Pizzagate...
So it was 2017. Yeah, not 2017.
...is real. Not
2016, 2017.
That there is a pizza parlor at the center of a child trafficking ring, but that child trafficking rings run by some of the most powerful people in the world do exist.
Now, this is the thing. The idea was that there's this pizza place where somebody was saying, like, under that there was some child abuse stuff going on and whatnot. So what happened is that they bastardized it and made the conspiracy sound really ridiculous. Then people just made fun of it and forgot. I remember personally when it came out, I was like, okay, yeah, some conspiracies are true, but pizza and whatever. You see, when you don't have information, do not pass judgment when you have no information. Because I didn't even understand what that meant. This last dump of these files actually indicated what I had no idea about. So it's going to be explode right here in a bit.
Tonight, I want to remind you of what I told you then and compare that
to
what
show
we
the
have
video
now
for
learned.
last time.
Pizzagate. It became a major story weeks ago when an armed man decided...
This is him, 2017, as a reporter for... Which station is this?
...to investigate a D.C. area pizza place for himself. This man right here, he carried a rifle into a pizza parlor and then fired it at the floor. Media is telling you the entire story is...
he thought that there was things going, so he just fired and see what happens.
But, hoax or fake news. But what does that even mean? I spent the last month investigating. So what exactly is Pizzagate.
Well, the story that came to be known as Pizzagate did not begin with a rumor, nor was it created by mass.
I need you guys to follow this part, so I'm not going to interrupt so much. So this explaining all that is what it solidifies in the Kiongos.
Macedonian sheep farmers, as CNN actually once claimed. It began with WikiLeaks, authentic, verified emails taken from the phone of the chairman of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, John Podesta. Those emails were real. In all these years, by the way, no one has actually disputed that.
No,
Inside those
they were
emails
seen,
were
yes.
communications that struck a lot of people, not just online commentators, but researchers and former law enforcement, as unusual to say the least. References to pizza and to pizza handkerchiefs and to maps, to private gatherings involving powerful people, some very bizarre stuff. In fact,
just so you know, maps doesn't mean maps in that the stuff we use to find our way around. It means it's an acronym for minor attracted persons. Yes, PDF files. Yes, that's the rebrand that's been they've been trying to do it, but it's not like catching on because nobody wants to. Hey, they were saying to know these people can't really help themselves. They are victims of their own minds and perversions, and we need to have some empathy, and we should really like take them to. I prefer under like we dig big deep holes and bury them, slow death kind of thing. That's what I prefer, but that's just me.
the first people to draw attention to those emails were a group of self-proclaimed pedophiles on 4chan and 8chan who claimed the pedophiles.
I thought about that. Self-proclaimed pedos. On 4chan is like one of these message post things, like, you know, they just conspiracy, and they've broken some pretty. Anyway, so those groups now, the guy in these groups, online groups, there are many. Like if you read comments, say under like a very hot woman's picture, like she posted.